Yes, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to be looking at who messed up this weekend in the Premier League and made all these goals happen, because there were a lot of goals, Sean.
What's he doing?
What's he doing is the name of the series. We're going to get straight into it with Liverpool and Wolves. The first goal in this game went to Wolves, Wang Hee-chan.
He did score, but Pedro Neto did all the work. And he skinned Matip.
Yeah, Matip, we're blaming Matip for this one because he got absolutely turned up.
He got left in the dust and then didn't go to the middle, didn't go to the man. He just stood there after he got...
Just got dazed, confused, didn't know where he was, wanted to go home, and then the goal just got absolutely slipped in. Hee-chan, great finish.
Solid. Alisson
was unlucky. That ball's over the line before Alisson got there. Yeah. Okay, second goal.
Liverpool's first. Hugo Bueno, he just melted like a Bueno in the sun.
We're putting down as Bueno's fault because he was just stood in nowhere and Salah just had a direct line of sight straight to Gakpo in the tightest of lanes.
It's a shot from Salah. That is a shot.
It is a shot.
Gakpo's right place, right time. Bueno gets turned and then just stays there. Again, similar to Matip, just doesn't do anything afterwards. Like he lost the ball.
Yeah,
he didn't know where it went.
It seems to be a thing in the Premier League, whereas if you get completely done, you have to stand still for 2 seconds like it's a penalty.
Stuck in the mud, mate.
That being said, second goal for Liverpool.
Jose Sarr, mate.
It's got to be Jose Sarr. He's an absolute howler. The distribution was shocking. There was no one for him to pass to, so he wasn't under that much pressure, but he was trying to rush. He's miskicked it. He's put no technique, no power. It's landed in the middle of all of the Liverpool centre mids, basically. Robertson's picked it up, their left back of all people, and he has run it in himself, 1-2 with Salah, and it's a goal.
I mean, Robertson made it look easy. Made the Premier League look easy.
He did make it look easy. You could have run that ball in.
Oh, yeah, I could have. I'm better football than Robertson.
So we're putting that down as Jose Sarr. We don't like blaming the goalkeepers, but when it comes to distribution, they practice. They should be hitting their targets within at least 10 feet. There was at least 40 feet between where that ball landed and any other Wolves player.
He's trying to kick it to Cunha, who's on the edge of the box, on the edge of Liverpool's box, and he's not made it past halfway line.
Exactly.
So it's just howler.
Okay, so the third goal, where Harvey Elliott absolutely plants it wide, and Bueno is really unlucky to guide it into the post. So we have to blame Bueno there for the deflection. It's not intentional. It's not personal. It just happens. Yeah. But Harvey Elliott is a lucky boy, but they were still going to take the W.
It's like very unlucky, Bueno. Like he's at fault because he does score in his own goal, but like he couldn't do anything else.
It's a good game to be unlucky in, though, isn't it? Because you're already 2-1 down. It's late in the game. You don't look like you're going to win. The flow of players with Liverpool, they're having shots left and right. I think if you're going to have a game where you are unlucky, you want it to be in a game you know you're already got nothing in. If it was 2-2 and then you're unlucky, you're seething.
Yeah.
It's just unlucky. But yeah, Bueno again, howler that game. I don't know what the opposite man of the match is, but dunce of the match, we're giving it to Bueno. Okay, the next game was Brighton-Manchester United.
Yeah. Man United got slaughtered.
Man United did get slaughtered against your prediction.
Yeah, I thought Man United would win. I thought the international break would help them, let them regroup a bit, and then now they played worse. So
disappointing Rasmus Højlund's goal. Rashford did everything he can, nothing at fault there. We did have something lined up, but again, it's not a goal, so it doesn't count. No one messed up, so there we go.
Rashford messed up.
What's he doing? Goes to
Sergio Reguilon. On loan from Spurs. Clearly doesn't want to play for United.
Horrifically out of position for this goal.
So far, like 40 yards out of position.
Yeah, didn't bother trying to track in, didn't bother trying to chase. Just out of position, leaving a nice big open space.
Awful.
Exactly. He's getting that one. Second goal, we've actually put down as Martinez. So I'll let Sean explain.
So Lisandro Martinez has come across the box too early. So he's essentially blocked Lindelof from being able to tackle Pascal Gross. Martinez then gets turned.
Completely turned. He absolutely went sliding. Straight on the floor.
Just dropped the shoulder. The simplest move. Martinez is out of the way. Lindelof blocked off. Basically an open goal. So, yeah.
And a great finish.
Well, yeah, but it's an honorary goal.
True. So, great finish. Obviously, Martinez is going to take that L. So, bringing the score to 3-0 and just devastating Manchester United at this point, we have put down Diego Dalot at fault for this goal. Sean.
He doesn't come over early enough to Lamptey, he just lets him run. So Dalot goes into Lindelof's position. Lindelof's there, so he doesn't need to be there. And then Lamptey just runs all the way up, crosses it in. Easy goal for Brighton yet again.
Yeah, just weak defending, but specifically Dalot just not putting in the effort. And I'm sure Eric Ten Hag and his team are going to pick up on that and absolutely bury into them because their work ethic and their work rate just looks a little bit Bruno Fernandes to me. Once they're down, they're out.
I'm sure Eric will tell him, go to the man.
Exactly.
Defenders with you.
And then the fourth goal for Manchester United, screamer.
Hannibal Nickel.
No one at fault. He was not supposed to shoot from there. Brighton were not expecting a shot from there.
Set up perfectly.
They were set up perfectly. There's nothing that you can do about those shots. It absolutely knuckled, and the keeper couldn't have got to there. It skimmed the post. Great goal, great shot, no fault. Unlucky Manchester United and unlucky Brighton, but they took a 3-1 win, so well done.
So the next game is West Ham versus Man City.
And the first goal for them, we're putting down to Guardiola, just being horrendously out of position. He isn't tracking back to get over to that right-hand side, and it allows them to get a low swinging cross over to James Ward-Prowse to header from 2 feet above the ground. That is how much space he was in. And had Guardiola been in the right position, that cross would have to have been a cutback. James Ward-Prowse is out of position. They then got to play it back out. Manchester City showing perhaps a very rare moment of weakness there. I think work ethic under Pep is normally pretty high, but Guardiola just wasn't moving his legs.
Yeah, the new boy. I mean, he's left back. He's forced Ruben Diaz to go left back in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And then the defence is just wide open.
Yeah.
There's not much you can do at that situation.
There is not.
West Ham counter-attack, mate, it's lethal. So Jeremy Doku scores an absolute wonder goal here. And we've put it on Vladimir Kufau, but it is a bit harsh because there's not much he can do. He just needed to tackle him.
He was just coming in at such a rate of knots, so fast that Kufau couldn't get into a position where he could turn and then put in a standing challenge. He was already 3 yards from the goal when he was ready to turn, and all it took was a slight shift in order to get that shot off. So we've had to put it down. Sean said it is harsh, but he could have perhaps stopped and held it up, maybe just take a tiny little standing even from the back, but it's risky because then if you concede the pen, you're in the same position.
Yeah.
Just quality.
And Kufau's off the pitch.
Yeah, precisely. The moment that City took control back of this game, we're putting this down to Aguerd because he jumped so early.
Yeah, right.
Bernardo Silva made him bad. He jumped so early that he was on the way down before the ball was even coming within 3 or 4 feet of him. The ball was allowed to bounce to full bounce height for Bernardo Silva to then just tap it to the right of Areola. And Areola had no reaction time whatsoever. He couldn't do anything. His reflexes perhaps let him down, but we are going to give this to Aguerd because he should not, having that much of a height advantage, have been beaten to a header when Bernardo didn't even jump.
Yeah, I mean, Areola did nothing wrong because that ball should have been cleared.
Correct.
Aguerd, I don't know why he's jumped. Why has he jumped?
I don't know.
The ball's chest height when he jumped.
Exactly.
He's just gone, oh boy.
So that's who we're blaming. That's the dunce for this goal.
And the final goal, West Ham got to taste their own medicine. The cheeky Man City counter-attack. And Zuma on the way back. But he's not fast enough.
He must have had a chat with Guardiola at the beginning and they just shared tactics because Zuma just gave up tracking back after he knew he couldn't get back into that position, wasn't putting the effort down, wasn't trying to put the pace in, and fully opened up.
The ball to Haaland as well is amazing.
The pass to Haaland is great. Yeah.
Weighted and lovely. First time.
Yeah. Haaland gets his, token goal of every game.
Customary goal.
Exactly. If he gets off the coach, he gets the goal. Come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kurt Zuma, your fault. Sorry, mate. Karma.
Hold that. No.
Okay, next game is Fulham Luton. Not too dramatic. Luton had some really good chances, but again, this series isn't about the chances. This is about who messed up and what are you doing?
What's he doing?
So, 1 goal, Sean.
Kaminsky, what's he doing? I mean, the cross came in and then it's just give it a little tap.
A particularly easy save for a keeper. Fair enough, it's coming in quick. His Premier League is perhaps not used to this pace, but the ball is not at full arm's reach. It is at half arm's reach, which means you should be able to get your trap in hand over. Once you see that ball is coming here, your reaction is to then grab, as opposed to just parrying 3 feet to where a centre forward is going to be stood.
Straight to Carlos Vinicius.
Vinicius then buries a shot from 2 yards away. This one, you don't want to be on this sheet. This is not a list you want to be on because this makes you the dunce. Kaminsky, what are you doing?
What's he done?
Probably the luckiest team this weekend is Tottenham Hotspur. How they turned that around is almost match-fixing level where Sheffield just bottled it like they're not used to playing full 90 minutes.
They played to the whistle. It was more than 90 minutes.
I know it was
103 minutes.
Still, maybe they're not used to that. No one's used to that. But you can't completely capitulate to this level.
You can if you're Sheffield United.
Yeah, maybe. They need more time to get used to it. So, first goal, which is for Sheffield United.
Yeah.
Not the best goal. Gustavo Hammer doing his thing again, just whamming the ball from wherever. But not only have we put down the whole team, because this is from a throw-in, bearing in mind this throw-in goes from the touchline all the way past the penalty spot, an enormous Sunday League, Championship League throw-in.
35-yard throw-in. Right?
Exactly. Huge throw-in that bounces twice in the Tottenham Hotspur box. That is complete and utter capitulation for the whole team. However,
except Richarlison, because he's not in the mock.
no, okay, Richarlison is the only person up there that's probably not at fault here. But he got to see this double bounce, hands on head, and the two right players, Kulusevski and Porro, just watched in horror as the ball bounced past them, and then Hammer does his thing. Kulusevski should have cleared that ball. He may not have been expecting it to get all the way through, but the second he did, his reaction time should have taken over for him to at least dink it out of play or to the touchline. It just let him down.
He showed he's not a defender. But I mean, Porro is kind of just stood there doing nothing. If we were going to pick one player out, I'd probably pick him.
Yeah, I would agree.
Him or Romero, because Romero misses the first contact.
Yeah, you've got to get up there and at least get some of your hair on there. Now, the second goal, which was late in the game, after 90 minutes, corner ball, Richarlison has just got a little bit more energy, a little bit more in the tank still left, loses his marker, gets up and nods it.
And that marker is Basham.
Yep.
Poor Basham.
Poor
Just
Basham.
lost Richarlison.
Yep.
You know, you can't really. It's no one else's fault. He was the one marking him, and he got left behind.
Yep.
Near post header from a corner.
Near post
See
header.
that in the Premier League every week.
There was also two other Sheffield players underneath that cross, and it came in particularly low, landing on Richarlison, who was only about a foot behind the next player in front of him, a Sheffield player. So he got his head on it pretty well.
Yeah, it's a solid header.
It's a great goal.
From the pitch.
From the pigeon. Okay, so the third and final, which came straight after. This was an absolute breakdown of defence because they're all tired. There's no way that Tottenham are going to try and nick another goal.
I suppose it looked like they just kicked off. The passing and moving. Looked like they were fresh. Looked like no one had played a minute. So basically Sheffield's whole defence turned off. Robinson does just not mark anyone.
Yep. Just sits in the middle of the box.
As the ball's played across.
That's who we're saying is at fault for this goal and for the loss of those 3 points. You can see the frustration when he slaps the ground afterwards, knowing full well he was the one stood on the penalty spot when they were just screaming in, ready to take that shot from about 20 yards. And didn't they and half bury that goal?
Yeah, they did.
Deserved of that goal, perhaps not deserving of the win, but they were unlucky earlier in the game. But
they outplayed him, destroyed him. Aston Villa versus Palace, and then the first goal it's a comedy goal.
It is a comedy goal. It's so unlucky from Martinez.
Martinez, I'm going to save it. No, you're not, mate.
Picked the wrong boots for that game.
So we put the groundsman as at fault.
Yeah.
It's at Villa, and their own keeper's fallen over.
Yeah.
But no, Martinez, it's unfortunate, but you can't be lying down. Lying down on the job.
Can't be lying down. If he's in a better position, he can close that down. The striker's not going to have as much confidence in the shot. He's probably going to have to pull back or switch or pass. Martinez was just very unlucky, but we have to blame him for this one.
Slippy boy.
Exactly, slippy boy. Villa's goal, though.
Duran.
No one at fault again. Zero fault. Absolute screamer. Chest control. Everyone from Palace in the correct place. Lets it bounce. A beauty of a left foot strike. No one saves it.
Just a
straight in, moving straight on. No one at fault there.
No
Absolute quality.
Now, this one's pretty obvious because Richards gave away the pen.
Penalty. If you're giving away a pen, you're the dunce. I'm sorry, the keeper is not expected to save a penalty. That goal is too big. If they do, then it's the striker. Or
unless it's a Panenka, then the keeper's at fault. If it's ding down the middle, then you blame the keeper.
With the exception of that. Richards.
Yeah, poor fella.
So the last goal for Villa was a blitz counter-attack, and we are putting it down as Schlopp, as being lazy and not getting back into position properly. We've seen this in many games this weekend where defenders are just giving up. It's the end of the game. It's getting to the closing stages, and they just don't seem to want to keep putting that effort in. Maybe they're trying to risk injury, but it's costing them points. They were already 2-1 down, but that doesn't mean you should completely turn off because you could nick a point from the counter. But they tried and they got countered.
I think it's just where the attitude changes when you're on the attack and you could be 2-2, and then you get counter-attack and you're 3-on-2, and the score's about to be 3-1.
Yeah.
And you're a bit like, oh, I really can't be asked.
It's in those moments, though, where the managers are screaming, get back, because you can stop that. And then you've got another counter-attack where they've all pushed up and then it completely flips back. But at that point, it's energy levels, it's fatigue, risking injury. Some people just don't have that mindset. if everyone thought like Conor Gallagher but played like Harry Kane, the Premier League would be amazing. But
some people play like Harry Kane and don't think like Conor Gallagher.
correct. Those are the dunces. Those are the whodunits.
Right.
Newcastle, Brentford.
Obvious again.
Obvious.
Flecken gives away the penalty.
Yeah. Very dodgy back pass.
But Flecken's like, give me the ball, I'll clear it.
This is just a communication breakdown from
It's
Brentford.
just like, I'll clear it. And then Gordon nicks the ball. Flecken kicks him.
It's just a communication breakdown from the back of Brentford. The keeper should have cleared it. And as per our own rules, if you give away a pen, you're the dunce.
Yeah,
You did it.
What a shame.
Last game then, Sean?
Arsenal versus Everton.
Mm-hmm. Was it offside?
100% offside.
100% offside.
Yeah, it's deflected. It's not an on-purpose pass. He's not passed it to Eddie and Nketiah. It's just hit
It's a big deflection.
Yeah, but it's just hit
It is a 100-degree deflection.
Yeah, but again, he's not meant it to go there.
Yeah, of course not.
So it's not a meaningful pass.
Fair enough. But the goal,
But the goal from Trossard is a good finish.
it's a great finish.
Good finish. It's nice finesse, little oosh off the post and in. Dangerous.
Far posting in as well. Great goal. Hopefully he meant it to go across the goal like that, but take it.
If Pickford was a normal-sized human, he probably would have been able to get an arm to it. But he's got T-Rex.
Maybe.
So, no shaving with days. But
We've put it down as an Arna because he's just
yeah,
the defensive midfielder that's out of the position by the most.
well, he's the only one there not marking anyone. Unless he's marking the guy that's just taken the cross, who's 20 yards away from him.
It was also already being marked.
Yeah,
So-
but he's literally stood there not marking anyone. And that lets Trossard's run in. If he picks Trossard up, goal doesn't happen.
Trossard at least has to cut back, which would have then put him in a better position. But
No, what's he doing?
what are you doing? And that rounds up this weekend's footballing action and who is at fault and what are they doing moments, just to give you guys some perspective on exactly how these goals are happening at such a high level of football. Players like Guardiola aren't tracking back for Manchester City, and when players like Martinez are flying across, blocking Lindelof from being able to get in position, that's when big questions have to be asked.
Yeah, like you won't see Thiago Silva do what Martinez did, just because of the experience.
Exactly.
But Zuma being out of position is rare. Like that's a rare moment because he doesn't normally go up the pitch.
Precisely.
You know, just putting a bit of negativity in your timeline.
There you go. Thank you for watching, guys. That's it for this video. We hope you liked it. And if you did, please feel free to leave a comment, a like, and subscribe to our channel for more content just like this. This is something we'll be doing quite a lot of the time. We'll be doing this for Champions League and we'll be doing it for Premier League from this moment on as part of the series of What's He Doing?
What's he done there?
Why has he done that? And we will see you on the next one. Have fun.